Hey, Johnny, we are back for another episode in this mini series on sharpening your tax axe. What's on your mind today, sir?
Man, it's been what a good couple weeks here. It really has. I've learned some great principles and things that I can talk to clients about
Yeah,
that Shelly's definitely educated us on. So it's been really cool. So I appreciate that. Which is why she's probably been doing this over 30 years. You know,
right.
you don't do something 30 years unless you're pretty good at it. So that's awesome. Awesome tidbits. So we're gonna continue with another question that I had, and then Shelly, you can kind of take it. I know there's some things you wanted to continue to talk about, but I've had a couple clients recently, and I just wanted you to share how this works. All right. And
Okay.
tell me. So I'm 70 years old. I have four grandkids. I want to leave them money, but I want to give them money now to help with whatever. I have, I don't know, take it out of my 401k, bank account, whatever. Tell me how that works. I got four of them. What can I do if I want to give each of them $15,000? What happens? Does it help me? Does it obviously help them or hurt them? What goes
Um,
on?
it helps both, because if you were to give them more than $19,000 each, um, it becomes taxable as a taxable gift. Um, so if you keep it under 19,000 per person, then you don't have to make it a taxable gift. You could just give them the money. They don't have to put it on their tax return. There's a lifetime limit of 13 million, 14 million. Um, but in order to pay taxes on that, you would have to exceed that limit.
Per
So,
per person.
yes, per person. So
Wow.
somebody who has a nest egg that's working with Johnny and wants to be generous, maybe build a college fund or help their grandchildren buy a house, maybe or whatever, they can give up to $19,000 per person per year. Is that what you said?
Yeah. And does that money when you do something like that, is it something like, okay, I'm literally the kid's 2 years old or whatever. Do you can you put it into a certain account and it goes to, or is it just like literally if you wrote someone a check and gave them the
You
cash,
can
like
just write them a check. Wow.
can,
You don't have to
can you
create an account or
can you still if you want to? Does it matter? Does it, if you're putting it into some kind of college fund or something like that, that's just does it help hurt? How's that work?
yes, yes. If you put it into a college fund or pay for medical expenses or something like that, um, there you can go over the limit
Hmm.
without
Okay.
being taxed on it.
Okay.
But again, that's why it's important to work with Johnny and Shelly because there are so many yes buts and here their limit, right? Every situation is unique, but I think what I heard that was consistent across the board is you can give $19,000 per person per year and it doesn't affect taxes. That's a
Yeah.
tax axe there. Yeah. I like it. That's amazing because so many people, Shelly, you probably know this, they want to wait until they pass away. And well, I'm going to give all my giving after I'm dead in my will. And you can do that, but there is so much joy in giving now. And with this strategy, how cool would it be if you could give over a 2 or 3 year period of time $19,000 and watch your grandkids pay for a house, get a down payment on a house. They're going to be talking about you for generations. Wow. Right. That's amazing. And it doesn't have to be 19, meaning you could give somebody $6,000. You don't have to do 19. It's up to 19. Is that right?
Yes, up
So
to.
almost anybody could do this who's in a retirement. Maybe you give $1,000. That's okay. It's still in this area of these tax axes, so that you can maximize what's in your pocket and now somebody else's that is not named Uncle Sam. Right.
What's the best tax advantage, real quick, Shelley? Like I said, Grandpa wants to start giving money to a 5-year-old, not for college, for whatever. They want to buy a house.
Mhm.
Where do they put? What's the best way to help tax wise as well? What is there certain vehicles that if someone said that, you'd be like, hey, call Johnny and ask him if they could do this. I mean, what would you say is like a good vehicle to help out with all that?
Well, I would actually have them call you for that one because most of the vehicles that are out there will eventually become taxable to the child.
Yeah.
Like if they, especially with the school ones, if they decide not to go to school, they'll have to pay taxes when they take that money out. So that would be something that I would have them talk to you about. Um, Possibly a Roth in the child's name.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
That's a great
What you
idea.
you could do.
But again,
Absolutely.
it's every situation is different, and that's why conversations are really important, and that's why working with Johnny and his team is critical because that's what you do. I mean, Johnny, when somebody calls you, you have conversations. Even if they say, "Hey, I want to take out $25,000 to go buy a car," you're going to have conversations about, okay, where's that money coming from? Where's the best place? And Johnny may call Shelly and say, "Hey, Shelly, here's what we're thinking about doing. What are the tax ramifications? Do you have a tax axe for this?" And she's going to say, "Well, yeah, I'm going to chop a few things off of that if you do it this way." And so it's really important, folks, to understand that you need to work with professionals who understand this. And that's what I mean. Johnny understands the broad aspect of planning for retirement at New Heights. He brings in people like Shelly who are experts at taxes. And so it's just really important for people to have those relationships, right?
yes.
I think so. Yeah, we all are experts at certain things, but we have a little bit of knowledge in certain areas. But I'm not. I can maybe change my oil, but I'm not going to try and change the transmission, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
so that's kind of in all areas of life we have that. And I think finances, people kind of don't think about it that way. You kind of want to have a group of people that partner together, maybe that can work on your car together and fix the transmission, get that baby
Well,
painted up, get it all set to go together.
yeah. The other thing, going back to your Detroit Tigers, I know you don't like to talk about them very much, but when they take the field, they've got one head coach and they've got little mini coaches, a pitching coach and a batting coach and an outfielder coach, but they have one main coach. And really, when you come into planning for retirement, I look at it as Johnny's kind of your head coach, and then he's bringing in a tax coach here with Shelly, and he's got an estate planning coach over here, and he's got a Social Security coach over here, and they're all talking the same way, all aligned in the same process. Because what would happen to your Tigers, Johnny, if the head coach said, "We're going after the World Series," and the pitching coach says, "I really don't care about that. I want to go after something else," right? And you have dissension among the ranks, your Tigers are going to lose. And so we really want the Tigers to win. And so they all have to be aligned and hearing the same message. And that's what happens when you work with Johnny is he and his teammates here, his other coaches, all tell you the same thing. You're all pulling in the same direction so that you can retire at New Heights and keep more money in your pocket with these
That,
taxes.
that's really cool because, like you said, like there's aspects that are tax or Medicare, and I know some of those things, but like, man, I couldn't teach someone to pitch. Shelly's like the best pitching coach there is, you know what I mean? Or maybe Steve over here with this, or Harry with this, or there's certain things I'm good at. And so our my principle is like, come on, let's talk and see what all you got going on. And then we got all these little tentacles that have people that are just phenomenal at what they do
Yeah.
that I think it can kind of help put together a cohesive plan. So
I,
Shelly is great at this.
yeah.
This person's great at this, you know what I mean? And so I think all that together makes a person hopefully successful as possible and being able to win and
I would
have a
think
good
so. I
time,
think
you
you put
know.
together a championship team. And I think when somebody, Johnny, when they receive one of your Retire at New Heights retirement plans and they have all these tax coaches, all the coaches, and they've got the Retire at New Heights plan, you should give them like a World Series ring or something like that because you've got a championship team here. And it's unusual, really, to work with a financial advisor like Johnny who has brought to the table these different coaches, being Shelly here, Shelly Cioppa, the tax axe expert. She's got a whole warehouse full of sharp tax axes that can save you money. We talked today about how to give money up to $19,000 a year and it doesn't affect your taxes. We've talked about the 5-year rule. We've talked about just so many things that
Charitable giving was amazing.
charitable giving, how to give money without taking it as income and lowering your taxes. That's amazing. So you need to work with Johnny and his team. Just go to retireatnewheights.com. That's how you're going to find Johnny. Shelly's information's there as well. And I hope,
Any
Shelly, you'll come back and dive in some more taxes with us another time. Johnny.
Oh, I
any
would love
closing
that.
thoughts, Shelly, or anything? Anything you want to go out with that just we're in tax season? Is there anything closing that you're like, I got to get this off my chest?
Just uh, with the gift tax, when you do give away money, let your tax preparer know. Even if it's under the limit, it still has to be reported.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
absolutely. That's okay.
Good tip. Yeah. Way to
It's
go
always
out.
good.
Follow the rules. Follow the
That's right.
rules.
Yep.
That's wow.
Well, Johnny, it's been a great mini series, and hopefully Shelly will be back. Shelly Cioppa, she's the founder of Sharp Edge Tax Solutions, and she will help you sharpen your tax axe so that you can put more money in your pocket. And the best way, really, is just to work with John and his team. So why don't you go to retireatnewheights.com, grab a copy of Johnny's Amazon best-selling book, and schedule a time with him to have these
Quick,
conversations and see how you can retire
quick
at New
last
Heights.
thing. Shelly, you'll meet in your office. You could be someone's home. We have an office, New Heights, or you can do
Mhm.
Zoom, right? If someone's not
Right,
super,
right.
can you do it? Okay, cool. We just
I
want to
do
make
tax
sure.
I do tax parties if there's three or more people. I'll come to your house or a restaurant or wherever and do taxes.
Oh, that's an awesome thing. All
That
right.
is, yeah. It's kind of like the Boston Tea Party, but this is the Michigan Tax Party. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shelly's gonna when she has that party, she's gonna bring her tax axes and chop away at some of those taxes that you don't need to be paying Uncle Sam. You need to be putting in your pocket so that you can retire at New Heights. So, Shelly, thank you for being our guest. Johnny, it's always good
Thank
to be
you.
with you. Can't wait to keep this going and have a conversation next week. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.